pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time of the year and the many blessings that you give to us. We ask for your guidance in the meeting today that we might be fair and just to all involved. We ask in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Good morning, everybody. If you'll stand up and introduce yourself. Bob?
Bob. Nobody knows you.
Ma'am?
Jody Britton and Zach.
Ma'am?
Jean Wiley.
Joe Williams.
And Mr. Bob Walker. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, would you mind introducing the committee, please?
You sure asked it a lot. See if I remember everybody's name. Dale Herman, Barbara Dillon, Kate Brown, Russell Noel, George Conk, Bruce Troutwine, Eileen Mead, and Camille, and I'm J.E. Meal.
Thank you.
Are we going to be on Facebook or something?
I don't know. I don't know that place.
Everybody read the minutes for last week's meeting? Where there is some changes, corrections that need to be made. You want to
Need to make a correction in regarding the permit for Pat Leonard, that the third line, the sentence starts, "This will run all the way to the lot line," and he was advised that any structure or support post for a structure could be placed. That's incorrect. What was stated is that he could not place any posts in the setback, even though the slab went to the property line, without coming to this committee.
Could not be placed.
Yes, could not be placed in the setback.
any other corrections or changes that need to be made? If not, I entertain a motion for approval.
I move we approve that.
Second, all in favor, raise your right hand. The minutes are approved as amended. First application today, Robert D. Adams, Unit 25, Block 31. And Mr. Adams is wanting to, I guess, enlarge his driveway. Driveway extension, gravel only, no cement trimmed, and landscape timbers or cement formed trim. No higher than 4 inches depth, gravel 3 inches. Apparently he's gonna put gravel in this. Is this probably the old Berkshire, what was his name, place? Burkeball, no,
Trying to think you. Burset.
Burset. Is this the old Burset place? Right there close?
I'm trying to think. Who'd you buy the property from, Mr. Adams?
Now my neighbor's 2 doors down, border patrol agent, I'm having
Oh, okay.
It's a senior moment,
I'm having more and more of those.
Jill, the nurse.
Jill?
Jill, the nurse. What's her last name?
Ducky.
Duncan. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I bought from the Dunkies.
Okay. Thank you. That
No,
works.
I looked at the reason I wanted to, the left hand, or if you're facing out the left-hand side, the right-hand side, probably pretty good, but it's got a propane tank under it. And I don't know how much stress and strain parking like a Yukon or something on that, but I don't want to be starting an engine over I don't use propane tank anymore, but I don't want to be starting the engine and coming down in Maverick County in the morning.
No. And we don't want them finding you.
And this is going to just be gravel?
Yeah, just a white landscape gravel type stuff. That way, if anybody ever wanted to, there's no obstructions or anything over there, but if anybody, any subsequent owners or anything like that ever wanted to take it out, all I have to do is, a couple of wheelbarrow loads of that, and that way.
Motion approved, second, any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Permit is approved.
One quick question is.
Yes, sir.
When are y'all gonna have this completed?
When are we gonna have it completed?
Yeah, is this a
Well,
turnkey, is this a turnkey deal?
It depends on how long the cold beer lasts, that's how long it takes.
We were thinking about it, but it said you wanted to do it on your permit.
Yeah, it does, it says self right here.
Oop, oop, oop. Oh, that's wrong one. We understand. Next application, James Smith, Unit 34, Block C, Lot 7. He wants to change the siding and put hardy board on his house to paint the exterior a light tan color. Pour cement, concrete, and I guess it's steel roofing, brown
Is the original clearer than the copy that we have?
color. Well, not much, but
When people do it in pencil, it's hard to make it. Yeah, there we go, here's.
this is the original plan, so that he submitted. I don't guess Mr. Smith is here. Yeah. Is your property the last one on the left on that street there? No,
It's about the middle.
about the middle. Okay.
You know, I have a question then, since you're here. You've got that barn-looking structure, or, you know, from the front it looks like a barn, which is not fine. And then next to it, you have a shed,
Yeah, shed will be gone.
so this is where the room's going?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
You're gonna take the shed down and then build a room there.
Is the structure, because I don't know, is the structure gonna be bigger than the shed, size-wise?
Yeah, a little bit bigger. It'll be 16 by 15.
It'll still be underneath the existing carport roof.
Partially.
Yeah, right.
Partially.
But I mean, it's not gonna, if I'm looking at it, the new structure from the street, it's not gonna extend past the existing.
It can't.
Right, well, that's the property line, right?
It can't.
Is this on an existing slab that's already there?
No, that slab will be poured.
You're gonna pour a slab?
It will be partial. Part of it's still, part of it's there, part of it isn't.
What is your design for your slab?
Pardon?
What is the plans for your slab? You gonna have footings, you gonna have rebar and wire in it?
Yeah, well, the standard,
I know, but you don't have none of those. We need those plans on what you're gonna do there.
well, I didn't understand that, but,
Any new construction, we require that.
okay, well, we'll come back next week then.
Okay, we'll just table it and you can bring that to us for next week?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but we wanna make sure the concrete slab's gonna be reinforced and,
It will be.
well, I know, but I need it in writing so the committee will understand.
Okay.
Do we need to make a motion to that effect?
Yes, we'll table it till next week.
Okay, I motion we table it.
Second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Table till next week when we receive the fitting plans.
Does Mr. Smith have available a copy of that resolution that explains the city slabs?
I don't know, do you?
No, I don't, it wasn't given to me, thank you.
She'll get you a copy, the office will, of what's required. Thank you, sir. Next application is Aaron and Jody Bridgen, Unit 27, Block G, Lots 1 and 2. And they want to change the two-car garage into a room. I think this is the house there by
On the number 9 fairway.
number 9 tee box in it.
Well, 18,
Oh, okay.
18 tee box, it
Oh,
backs
yeah,
on the
okay,
number
yeah.
9 fairway.
Right.
It's gotta be tabled with no information. What are they gonna build it with?
Yes,
Well, they're
ma'am?
gonna be changing any of the exterior?
The only thing that'll be changed, well, the garage door will be gone and 2 windows will be in place of the garage door. And the same siding that's currently in the picture, and the same color, we have the same paint and everything, will be.
You're just gonna take the garage door down and fill in that hole with,
Yeah, take the trim around the outside off.
we really need a materials list, like, are you gonna use 2x4s or steel 2x4s, wood? Basically, the window size possibly, we need that in writing. Buildings material list we require.
Okay, is there any way I can do this, like in the office and bring it back, or is it done for the week?
That's y'all's pleasure.
Like you need, like what the studs are gonna be made out of,
Yeah,
the
yes,
siding?
ma'am, you're gonna use 2x4 studs, and you're gonna put in,
Well, we start doing it for one, we're gonna be doing it for.
yeah, we're gonna do it for all.
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well.
It's gotta be
Yeah,
tabled.
yeah, if we do it for one, we're gonna have to do it for all.
I understand that.
So I need to get a materials list?
Yes, ma'am, if you could, and just put it with this application, and, I don't see any problem with it, but we need,
Yeah. A little drawing of the front of the garage showing the windows, and what size the windows are and operable.
will you have a door in that wall also, or not?
No, sir.
Okay, just a drawing, you know, sketch.
Okay.
And the girls can do, well,
Yeah.
if you can get that to us, we'll table this till next week and have it. Do I have a motion?
I move that we table this application for the appropriate addendum information till next week.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, it's tabled till next week. Thank you, ma'am. Lady Jean Wiley is our next applicant. Ms. Wiley is here. She's wanted to amend her building permit from a metal roof to a shingle, composition shingle roof.
How do you end up on the slab?
I don't know, how did the foundation?
Okay. One that's helping her building, Calvin Wiley, he was in my office, visited with me, said that he would assume, had no problem signing the statement, that he would assume full responsibility for, any any damage that may arise because of faulty construction of house or the foundation on the property, and hereby relieve Fort Clark Springs Association of any liability that may arise due to aforesaid construction. I talked to the attorney, and after explaining the whole thing to him, that the original permit was approved with no, steel, in the slab and so forth, and we went over everything that had transpired. He said, well, this was better than, better than nothing. Mr. Wiley also indicated in my office that if wanted to get like an independent engineer, not someone we had used, but an independent engineer, that if it came out that the house was structurally sound, then we would have to pay for it plus his downtime. If it's not structurally sound, then he would make it. Ms. Wiley didn't have the money to do it, but that he did, and would make it to do whatever needed to be done.
And this is gonna be, this here will be a part of the permanent record
Oh, yes.
Yes.
in the permanent folder?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion that we accept Mr. Wiley's agreement to, accept liability.
Yes.
That's proper terminology.
You have a second?
I'll second
Okay. Have y'all read this?
I have.
Have you? Those that, before we vote on it? Read that? Oh, that's the next.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, this hasn't been notarized or anything.
No, we'll get it notarized. Another thing was mentioned that the committee could take a hard line and just say you've got to stop, you can't do anything else, you've got to take the whole thing down and start over. But the first permit was approved, signed off on by the committee, things were done according to what was in that first permit. So, I'm no attorney, but
it. Yeah, with the exception of the exterior beam that was called on.
he says that there was an exterior beam there, and that this second one is going down even further. So. But that's up to
No,
the
we
committee.
voted to approve that.
And I believe last week I had given everybody a copy of the minutes from that meeting and the discussion and everybody that was present.
I see no problem with it.
Only if this is
No,
binding by law, it's binding by law. In other words, if the house fell down, let's say, would this absolve us from any problems because he said it's his responsibility? Is that legal to do that? I mean,
It's like any other liability, it's like
Yeah.
any other
Go to
liability.
court, I know, you fight it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would,
No.
you know when you go to the courthouse.
You assume that it is, and especially when it's notarized.
Okay.
There again, who knows anymore?
Yeah, true.
Okay, we do have a motion and second to accept this agreement. All in favor? Okay, we accept it. Now back to the amendment to our building permit to change from a steel roof to,
Please note that I did not.
oh, you did not? Okay, no, Katie did not vote. She voted against it. What's y'all's pleasure on the amendment to our permit?
It's the same color and everything.
I believe it said what, we
Yeah.
see desert tan.
Yeah, we couldn't get the, I was gonna do barn red, but there's nothing red in that area, and I didn't wanna make it too bright, so I'm just going with the desert tan, like everybody else's neutral colors,
Thank you.
neutral colors.
I see no problem.
Does that put any more weight on the roof?
What,
No, the
that
steel would,
composition puts less.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just thinking, you know, you pick up a bundle, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
I don't even
Pick up a
pick
load
up
of
the
steel.
Yeah,
bundle.
pick up that steel.
Well, but, you know, it looks lighter.
Boy, you're younger than I am. I don't even pick the bundles up anymore,
Well,
so.
neither do I, but I just said it looks, you know, it looks.
Katie, could I ask you a question?
Certainly.
Since you voted no on this, is there a reason that you'd care to state, or?
I'm not qualified to approve or actually disapprove it.
Okay,
I would have felt better with the recommendation of a structural engineer, but that was my reasoning
no,
behind it.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
abstain from the vote?
Yes, I did.
Well, all she's asking for in this permit, if they read it right, is to just change the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all she wants.
So I don't see, I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Any further comments? All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, permit's approved. Okay,
Can I leave? I gotta go to work.
yes,
And
ma'am.
Brian, I wanna see you out there with a hammer and nails.
Oh,
Every time I drive by.
There's my rock. There's my rock.
Here's your rock.
Okay,
Goes on the bottom.
Pretty.
In the
Isn't
front
that
of it.
pretty?
Already bought it.
That is pretty.
that's heavy.
I loaded 4,000 pounds of that myself,
Oh, my gosh.
rock at a time.
Don't get her mad at you, don't get her mad
Oh,
at you.
no,
That's good
no.
work.
I'm glad you're one of my nice neighbors.
I don't
think that'll fit in the file.
You know,
That was like my
is there any
first
way,
one.
I'm sorry, is there any way that in the future, anybody like this permit here, Mr. Adams, where he actually gave us a picture of his property by, I would assume, Fort
That is-
Platte?
Hey,
That we
Pete.
can get this with what people want?
I'm sure we could, and I don't know whether the owners are aware that usually there's a plaque in their file with prior history and
Right.
stuff.
They're
All I
not.
gotta do is ask for a
Right.
copy of it.
The only way there would be a plat like that is if the people that had.
Survey.
Survey.
Oh.
This is a separate, this is separate.
What does the fort show
Some-
when they sell a piece of property? Don't it have
Okay,
a plaque?
all we've got is just what's showing like the,
On the map.
27's not a good one, but what's
Yeah.
showing, in other words, when the people pick out their lot or buy a lot or something, I mean, we can give them the measurements of it. And
I would think we
Copy the
even
page
that-
of the, copy the page from the plat
Yeah,
is what's done, and it just shows the 4 stakes and the,
Yeah.
and the distance.
that's better than nothing at all.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like Mr. Adams did, he drew in his what he wants to do, where we had at least a lot dimensions.
Well, we're trying to encourage everybody to put their lot lines, their property lines, and their lot line, or building lines, and all that on the,
Well,
I mean, I thought the committee had always required that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
people are not,
Sometimes we don't get
they don't get
very,
it, 'cause
very
people are
good
not,
looking,
they're not reading this stuff.
I know.
now some of them, we give them a copy of, you know, give them a copy of something that had been approved previously. It was like a good drawing and then they can draw in. But going like way back, there's been, you know, things that there didn't, the first initial drawing that was approved by the committee was not, or a committee, was not, I mean, it just kinda had a little square and existing and no measurements, no nothing on it. Going back into the 70s and,
Madam Board Representative, you have anything?
This type of plant you get from
Uh,
have a legal
I
survey.
guess y'all had this from, I know y'all did copy. Had a complaint form from, Bill Olson in Unit 3 on 49 Warbonnet. The property's been abandoned since February 11, eyesore. While the people were there, it's gotten worse, junk laying everywhere. So I'll check on it. I don't know if this is,
That's the Fuentes' old place?
I see, I don't know. I just saw this morning, so I don't know.
Because they do have a
What lot number?
working
I
on
don't-
it,
49.
it was.
So I don't know if it's one that we have taken, okay.
49 is back where,
Robert Henry, okay, it says
Grover-
oversized
next to
barn.
where Grover used to live, remember where Grover used to live?
Yeah,
On Ward Bonnet,
God,
it's right up in that general, right in
Yeah.
that-
They fixed that up pretty nice.
but I'm saying it's right in that general area, that's what I meant, I don't know which one it is or which.
And what
You know,
unit are we
that-
talking?
That
Unit
might be
3.
Carlos too, because they got a bunch of junk. An old car, and I don't know what all there, right next to where Grover and them used to live.
I'm not sure which one was Grover, but I know that they live up in that
Yeah.
general area. No, I wasn't picking on it as Grover's
Yeah.
property, I was just saying it was
No,
right in that area.
the one next to it. Got a lot of trash. And there's one across the street that's got a lot of trash.
okay, the oversized barn, which was built by former owner Robert Henry, is completely out of touch to neighborhood architecture and couldn't have been the subject of any meaningful discussion with the architectural committee, or it had never been approved and is in total disarray. Mr. Olson owns the place right next door. We'll just have to check on it and see what it, junk laying all over the place, nothing to maintain, abandoned auto and our carport.
Can you have something for us next
The
week on that?
registration is, I'll try my best, sir.
I think they're all talking about the same place. And I think it does belong to Keith Bartlett, not Keith,
Kent.
Kent
Kent.
Bartlett.
Yeah, well, he's got the one on the,
And-
War Bonnet too, and
And
it's got a
the-
barn
And
structure.
he's got the
he's
one
an
across the
abandoned
street
car.
too, yeah, he owns both of them.
Well, he owns, yeah, the one across, the two trailers, and then up on the upper row, he owns one that has a deal all the way across it, and there's an abandoned car in both of them.
Okay, okay. But we'll check, see who it is and get in touch with them.
But the one on the upper row is the one that has the junkie besides the abandoned car.
Okay. So both of his,
Well, we have to make sure, I mean, let's not discuss something if we don't know for
Yeah.
positive what we're talking about.
Hey, we'll still have this information, Mr. Crawford.
Right.
Anything else now?
no, sir. A couple of letters have gone out on things that vehicles parking where they shouldn't, and what have you. There'll be some more going out this week. Camille's gonna be a great help, I think, along those lines as far as staying on top of letters going out and following through. And,
Will you
she'll-
probably send a letter to Joe Luna? There's,
Oh, yes, I've got pictures that have been,
Okay.
some pictures taken, so he's on
he's on the list.
he's on the list to get
Okay.
one, yeah.
And also, I've got some pictures. This is what I live across the street from, and I'm not very happy. It's been that
Okay.
way for 2 years.
Yours is, yeah, yours is one of the ones that-
437, 438 Chandler.
Mhm.
And it, you know, I'm paying taxes, and it, nothing's been done to the yard, the house, nothing.
Oh, okay, never mind, I remember now who I know who it is.
Please, may I tell the committee that yes, I know the brick has not been put up in front of my deck that I put out there, but it will be, I promise.
You feel
Before,
guilty?
before somebody drives by and turns me in on the committee, I thought I'd tell you it's in the process of being called out and done.
6 months,
How many months?
you have 6 months.
Okay.
Got any pads, I think it's a stamp.
Do we have any other information on Mickey's?
No, sir.
What's happening with Mickey's place?
No, sir. We don't, other than, the only thing I know is that the 2 lots in question, he's in the process of buying one of the lots from an individual that he was encroaching on, trying to work out something to buy one of the other individuals was not, they were not willing to sell, but they were willing to do a trade. So he's thinking that he will go ahead and buy that lot from, it's owned by the association. We'll buy it from the association, then he will turn around and do a trade with the other, essentially do an even trade with the other people. But we would be deeding it to him, and then he'll turn around and deed it to the people that are going to be buying his property.
Anything else?
Yeah, Janelle, on our permits, I don't have in my book copies of Resolution 9311 and 9322. Can I get copies of those?
Sure. I thought those were in everybody's,
No, they're not in mine.
Anything else? Building coordinator, you have anything for us today?
She's got it, she's already talked about it.
Oh, okay. Anything else? Russell?
You know, what Katie brought up there about not having this information in here, whenever these people come in and their application is either turned down, rejected, or tabled, I try to put myself in those people's position and see what's wrong here that I didn't understand. And like this gentleman this morning, we turned it down because of, once again, because of the footing and the slab rebar. It really doesn't state on here what's really expected of him. I mean, it says slabs, runners, piers, things like that, but it doesn't go into detail. And a lot of these people aren't structural engineers and aren't architects. So, you know, do we have a shortcoming on our end where we're not supplying the adequate information to these people, or?
Well, it
You know,
does say,
I just want to try to be fair, you know, that
Yeah,
we're not turning them
exactly.
down with, and they don't even know what they're expected of them.
but it does say slab runners, or,
Highlighted this,
it says, or
It's
pad
when it was
construction.
You give it to
So I
somebody?
don't know if that, you know,
Is
really
the-
covers it, or, but it
Well,
does say,
Oh, yes.
But
Right.
what is, what's expected in the construction?
yeah, exactly.
Well, if they're given, this permit, I'm just asking Janelle, and you see how it's highlighted?
Mm-hmm,
Now, that is highlighted from her office.
understand.
So if it's highlighted from her office, and somebody comes in and says, I'm closing the door off my house, and turns it in without basically what you're asking for, why even look at it?
Mhm. Understand.
Well, I think
The only
we need
thing I would
someone
say-
in-house, and we've not had that through the years. We have not had enough personnel to individually deal with everybody that comes in, sit down, go over their permit, make sure that everything is just like it needs to be. We'll try, certainly try to do better in that area, to make sure that it's picture perfect when it comes to y'all, and there should be no question.
Well, yeah, I understand that, it's just it's getting to the point where people are just turning in a piece of paper and saying, okay, give me this.
Yes, and that's our
That doesn't
fault,
tell you
that's our
anything.
fault up front, so we'll.
Well, I'm not saying it's your fault, it's everybody's fault. Apparently.
Well, no, it needs to be ready to be approved when it comes to the committee. That's the advantage that, like cities have, because they have someone, the individual comes in, they deal with that one person, they look over it, look at the area, and it's approved. Whereas us trying to be like that person in-house, make sure everything's there, so all y'all have to do is
When a person
look it
comes
over
back
and-
with the permit, what do? Drop it on the desk and run?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they leave it in a sealed envelope and just drop it off, the counter.
In a way, and again, it puts burden on your staff, but if somebody brings a permit in before they let the person leave, they ought to look at it and say, hey, where's the
Right.
construction material, where's this, where's that?
And we had that at one time when we had like an in-house building inspector. Everybody that came in, if they dropped something off, then he went and found the people, sat down with them and helped.
Well, yeah.
A lot of people have to have help with their drawings. It's real easy for y'all to sit here and
I
follow
understand that.
everybody.
I agree.
But some little, widow lady or some elderly gentleman that have never done anything, they're lost. They don't know, they think they're doing the best they can.
Well, even beside that,
And
even just
they
to
have
have,
help.
but have what is required, a list of material.
Yes.
If they come back with a permit and says, here's a picture of my door, well, it says here, list of material.
Mhm.
Well, sorry, where's the list of materials?
But a lot of people put down that they're the self-contractor, and actually all they're doing is hire the subs, and it's the subs that would, you know, be able to give a more detailed information.
I understand,
not
right. But that's, you know, that's, I don't know how, that's another thing I thought about too, is how, you know, how do you stop contractors from, not stop them, that's not the word, but let contractors just come in and just build. I mean, you know, you ask for a permit, yeah, because contractors should know, or ask, have you gotten a permit for this, that, you know, has it been approved?
We
Some
have
people
one-
build without.
We have one contractor that will not start work without a permit. I can say that.
Well, that's what I said, but they all should, really.
I know, yes, they all should.
And I think we're all guilty of it at one time or another.
And I know it needs a little more paperwork, but maybe we need an extra sheet here outlining when it says slab, what the materials is required, steel, wire,
Well, you
whatever.
have, you know, it's not on here, but resolution, what is it, resolution 84? That indicates the adoption of the code and the slab, gives all the slab information in. That's another resolution.
Well, that resolution is an amendment to that 84-7 or whatever that gives the slab,
Right.
tells about that.
But see, Mr. Smith, this morning on, you know, regarding his slab, you know, he said, well, yeah, you know, he just assumed we knew that. You know, I think most people would pour slab with the wire and the rebar, that's just, you know, I
Right.
mean, who's gonna pour concrete without putting that stuff in there? Until you come across the one that doesn't.
Yes.
Right, well, that's the point.
And that's one you're trying to catch, I mean.
Because I would think if it requires, just using that as an example, if it requires rebarb in the slab and it's poured without, and the permit says, you know, that it shows that it's going to require rebarb and you are supposedly gonna put the rebarb in, and then you pour it and without, and it cracks or breaks or falls apart, they have no recourse to come back to us at all. Because we approved what they're telling us they're gonna do. They did not live up to their part of the contract.
Well, that's
Now,
where
I don't
you-
know if, again, you put it in the lawyer's hands, who knows, but.
That's where we need a building inspector though, to go by as each step is in progress, to check it, make sure it's been done right. Which we, over the years, have had a couple, but there again, you're talking about another big expense to the association that.
Well,
Our
wouldn't be if they
arms
got
are not well.
you know, a percentage, and I was thinking about that, you know, a percentage of permit, fees, the building fees and whatnot on, you know, that maybe it would be.
Go towards the salary for the, whatever.
They then assumed liability if they were supposedly reviewing the process? Just curious.
Well, I don't know if they'd assume that liability, and that'd be something that'd have to be ironed out, but at least there are eyes out there that we aren't, and with knowledge that we don't have.
Y'all seem to notice everything.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, because I'm just like,
You know,
I can see the, you know, the superficial stuff, the cosmetic stuff.
You know, with
when
the
it
small
gets into
number,
the,
the small number of these applications we have come in, I'd be willing to submit my name and number to the front office. And if there's questions or problems, somebody needs assistance, I'd be more than glad to help. And I'm sure there's a few other people that would too.
Well, I'm sure they'd accept a volunteer.
You know, we
help.
can't keep piling the responsibility on one person when they're just completely overloaded. And, you know, if we had hundreds of these, it'd be one thing, but usually you can resolve something like this in 30 minutes down there sitting.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Talk about it, so.
You know, you've got,
but the thing is, they
Bob
don't
and
come
his
with
crew
questions, they
for
just
the
went ahead
eyes.
and did without, you know, and that's
you
the
know, they can
problem.
tell you what's going on as
Yeah.
far as somebody doing something and it should be checked out. You know, as I say, Bob and his crew are out there all the time, they can check, as the eyes. To see
Well,
something new being built.
Bob
or
and his
something.
crew are overloaded too.
Well, I know that. They go, I'm not saying go out and look for it, I'm saying as they're doing their job, they're driving by, they, oh, hey, there's a new slab being poured here, you know, do they know? That type of thing, yeah, you know what I mean?
That puts maintenance into a policing department.
No, they're not gonna do anything about it except say, I saw it.
Security has the best,
And
Or security, either way.
Right.
yeah.
Either way. Just have them, as they're doing their patrolling, just make sure that nothing new is going on without required permission.
Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, sir.
Sir,
Please file my address board. Sorry I missed, you asked that a picture was worth 1,000 words. I could not come back to the last architectural committee meeting. I was busy having a heart attack in St. Joseph's Hospital in San Antonio, or the Baptist Hospital in San Antonio. What I wished to show you was what I intended to do was replace the same materials with the same exact spots. Due to a coronary problem, I was not able to do that. These beams have been previously replaced by people who are sitting at this table over the history, and it's just the Texas summer heat and termites have eaten into these beams, and I'm replacing the same beams at the same height with brand new pressure treated lumber. After 30 years in termites and Texas heats, they just need to be restructured. So this was the original 1979 photograph with Ford Fairmont in front of it. And when I first arrived here, Grandma had a handicap ramp, and the first thing I had to do was remove it because it was infested with termites. So this is a picture of the original back porch that I wish to reconstruct, but this apple tree and the roots have lifted up this part of the concrete slab, so I have to rebalance and restabilize it to just put it back to its original shape using the original structures. I haven't had a chance to draw out pretty pictures, but it's all the original type. The upgrade in materials is using the concrete fiber board, which is more resistant to hailstone damage than the wood boards. So that's all I'm doing, is just trying to take the original stuff and put new wood in. It would quantify as maintenance. No additional structures. I'm just putting it back to how it was built in 1979, original 101. But termites after 30 years happen. That's it. I'm using the exact same wood, the exact same location, and the exact same spots, and trying to just replace the wood that's rotted.
Would you put all that you just told us on the
Yes.
application?
Yes,
Okay.
and I just wanted to explain the delay.
Okay.
I was having some heart and medical issues, and I've not been able to do so. And my next cardiology appointment is next Tuesday, the 21st. So I just wanted to show you the pictures of what I found. I found a picture of Tommy McNew with his jeans up to his knees during the flood. And
If you'll put
things
all
like
that,
that.
if you'll put all that on your application and submit it, we'll
Except
be
Tom
good.
McNew.
Yeah, I've already purchased the materials, but I'm just upgrading from wood to concrete fiber board to make sure that it's more hail resistant during the next storm.
Okay, we thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Motion to adjourn?
Bob, have anything?
Second? All in favor, raise your right hands. We adjourn, ladies and gentlemen.